I grew up, I mean, I remember our first television set.
Mm, mm.
You know, I remember when hi-fi came out. That was precursor to stereo.
Okay.
It was, we had a hi-fi little record player, and
Mm.
all it did is you move the dial and move the sound from one speaker to the other within the box, which was about that long.
Okay.
And all the neighbors came over and said, "Man, listen to that. That's awesome." That's all you could do, those move
I've
from
never
one
heard of
speaker to
that.
the other.
Interesting, yeah.
We didn't have stereo. We didn't have color television. I remember when color TV came out.
Mm.
We had our little transistor radios. So, and we've gone from that to the technology that we have today.
Mm.
We were watching a movie there, not there was a phone booth in it. We just started laughing 'cause we used to use phone booths
Yeah, yeah.
and yellow pages and all of that.
I vaguely remember payphones towards the end. Yeah, I used a payphone once, right? Maybe my daughter
Once,
asked me.
once.
Once. And
See,
my daughter asked me one time, she's like, "Dad, what's a payphone?" I'm like, "Well,
well, see,
yeah,
so we have my generation, the baby boomers, we have that underlying knowledge of how the government is structured, how it works. We've been around the block quite a few more times than you
right."
guys have. So we've learned a few things along the way. We've learned, I mean, I remember you couldn't buy stocks online.
Mm.
Well, we didn't have online until what, the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no such thing as the internet.
Mm.
If you wanted to buy stock, you had to go down to Charles Schwab
Mm.
or J.P. Morgan or somebody, some
Mhm.
stockbroker, meet with a guy, and he had to do it all for you. And then he ran it, and he would call you up on the dial phone and say, "You know what, we have a good lead here. Do you want to get it or not?"
Right.
And so we have that underlying pinning of understanding how all this works. Your generation comes along now. You have an understanding of all the technology.
Mm.
We don't really understand the technology that well. We're just learning it, some more than others. You guys have grown up with this.
Right.
I mean, when we get a new TV or something, I call my grandson over to hook the whole thing up for me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because there's so many wires and everything else.
Right.
When I was growing up, you plugged it into the wall and turned it on. That was that.
Try not to laugh too hard, but yeah, you're right.
I mean,
Yeah.
and so, well, one day you'll be sitting in this chair and your kids and grandkids will be doing stuff. You go, how do you do that?
Right. No, you're right. Absolutely.
You won't comprehend it. You'll have your foundation will be here. So we need one another, and we're sitting at a time in history that's really good for us because we still have technology has advanced so far, and yet we still have the underlying knowledge that we can use over here with the technology.
Right.
And as my generation dies out, that's going to be lost. I mean, you hear these interviews with people, they don't know anything about the government. I mean, some of these people don't even know who the president of the United States is.
Right.
Well, you can know all the technology you want, but you have no comprehension of anything.
That's the thing that my people my people perish for a lack of knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And I felt that for myself too. And then I see a lot of the younger generation, my generation and younger, somebody was doing an interview online and they're just randomly walking up to people and saying, "Oh, what's the real cause of inflation, or what's inflation?" Right? And they can answer. They're like, inflation bad? And I'm like, "Oh,
They don't know."
guys." Like, and that's what creates a system to where the elites stay on top and they can just control the rest of the world. They control what you eat, what you buy, what you sell. That's all can be, yeah. It kind of gives me chills, but makes me think about the mark of the beast. Like, they're going to control all of those things.
Oh, yeah.
Do that by putting a blind on us and making sure that we're not aware of all these things, right?
Well, if they can keep you in the dark, they can control you, like you said.
Right.
And that's what the elites want to do with the reset.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think the globalist movement, their thing right now is that by X year, you will own nothing and be happy about it.
Well, we've heard that from prominent politicians.
Right.
I mean, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Because Big Brother government will just take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the millennial generation doesn't even know what Big Brother is.
Right.
They've never read Orwell's work, 1984.
Right.
And we were reading that back in, the 70s probably is when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the future. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But here we are.